Going on, everybody? Chris Hernandez here, back with another video. This is going to be the first video of 2022. I want to update you guys on what I've been doing so far as an agency owner and how my focus has sort of shifted in the space in order to take advantage of the opportunities I've been given. So, without further ado, right, I want to just kind of recap of just everything I did in 2021, especially agency-wise. Over the span of I got started towards the end of 2020, right? Invested like $1,000 into my first ever course, and then after the course, I did 6 months of work by myself, which really didn't progress anyhow or didn't benefit me anyway. I really just wasted a lot of time on actions that weren't gonna really scale the business. So I would say leading up into that first half of 2021, right? I was just trying a bunch of stuff, but like I said, wasn't really doing all the necessary action steps that were going to progress my business forward. So with that being said, I invested into mentorship, one-on-one coaching with my mentor that I still have currently. And then we moved into one call a week for 3 months. And that's really what boosted my progress. So I would say 2021, where like the second half, I started seeing somewhat progress. And I was bringing on, I think for the whole year of 2021, I had a total of like 6 clients I signed, and with that, I was able to generate like 12.6K in revenue for the business. And like I said, that was where I was still learning, still processing, still given the right action steps and the right, I would say frameworks to work on and build off that was going to scale the agency. So I would say 2021 was mainly my year of just building, figuring things out, testing, and then getting results for like the very first time, and then being able to like stack on those clients. But what I've noticed was that the clients that signed on to me, they weren't sticking for 3 months. Wasn't able to close like a client for a 3 month retainer. So leading into where we are now, right, 2022, towards the end, I would say of December of 2021, I did a lot of reevaluation. I looked at where I wanted to take my business, how I was going to take my business to ultimately scale, and then I want to share with you guys what I changed. So the first thing I changed simply was the offer. I realized that I have like 3 team members on board, and I realized my expenses were a little too high, the margins were a little too high, and I wasn't really profiting. My margins, like I said, were super, super high. So I redesigned my offer to where now, let's say I pay off my team, I'm taking home at least 70% profit, and that's going to increase as our basic services is going to increase over time. So the first thing I did was change my offer. What did I do? Well, simply I started implementing a basic service fee retainer that's billed month to month to month, and then also implementing like a percentage of return on ad spend deal. So the way I laid it out is where clients sign on with us now, they have to work with us and stay with us for 3 months minimum. And then we charge a $2,500 service fee that's billed month to month to month. And then on top of that, we'll take a percentage of return on ad spend depending on where the client is at revenue-wise. So generally, let's say, and then going into like the first 12 days of January, or of this month of January of the new year, I just signed on a client that was already doing like 220K in revenue, and same offer that I just said was pitched to them, and then they signed on. So I have one client right now currently in 2022, and they're doing over like 6 figures a month, which is insane. So like I said, I pivot. The first thing I did was change my offer, made it more acceptable to increase my margins to make sure that my team and I are well paid, and then just benefits us to work more intimately with clients. And the way I roll out the percentage of return on ad spend is based on the client's previous revenue. We'll keep that going. Let's say based off this client, he's already doing 200K in revenue per month without our help, right? So the way that percentage of return on ad spend deal is going to play its part is simply by the first 220K we make them is on us, it's on the house, and then after that we'll start taking a percentage of return on ad spend based on the profit. So that's the number one thing I changed, was simply the offer. Second thing, I looked at the team, reflected on what can be improved on, where do we need help at, And yeah, made some changes to the team. Like I said, I have a full-time media buyer on board, full-time creative director. Allows us to work more intimately with clients to build out user-generated content, which is killing the game right now. And then thirdly, just brought in a copywriter for way cheaper than what I was already paying an in-house copywriter in the States. So did some reevaluation with the team, revamped it, and then now we're focusing on scaling this client's campaign. So going into 2022, things have shifted. I've really just focused and dedicated more time onto making better Facebook posts in these Facebook groups. It's where mainly I get all my clients from, as well as using another framework my mentor and I were talking about, let's say at the back in December, just pumping out messages to prospects in Facebook groups that are asking questions, looking for help, something as well to keep the pipeline going. What I've noticed though is right now in January, we're January 19th, it's been somewhat of a slow month for me. Haven't really had too many sales meetings, but I believe that it's going to pick back up probably by next week, where more people are going to be in the space looking to scale as holidays are wrapping up, and Q1 is set to is on track for a lot of these businesses. So with that being said, I'm really just focused on mainly the same actions I've been doing, right? Making consistent weekly posts in multiple Facebook groups, sending out tons of messages, as well as I brought on like a virtual assistant, and they're able to send out messages while I'm at work, or let's say I'm busy handling stuff. So they go through groups. They're still pumping out content, or they're pumping out messages to prospects. And the good thing about that is I could literally not do anything for a day, and I know that my VA is still sending out 10 to 20 messages per day to potential prospects. That's going to help fill the pipeline going forward. So right now, I would say the business is somewhat like a systematic system, basically. I'm building a system, as I should say. I don't know what kind of grammar I used recently. I don't know. That didn't make sense. Systematic system. Anyways, like I said, I'm on track to build out a complete system, and I think that's the direction that is gonna really play and improve in the long run, right? If I have the ultimate direction and the goal of actually building a business that can run without me, with full automation, that's what I'm gonna build towards. Ideally, right? You have multiple departments when it comes to running an ad agency. You'll have like the sales side, you have like the service side in regards to like media buying in the results. Also, you have like the side of communication, keeping your client up to date with all the information, all the data, and everything you're testing. So there's a lot of departments, and what I've noticed over the past year, I've been just filling out each department, making it as efficient as possible. And what I've noticed just from listening to other entrepreneurs that are at that, I would say 6-figure per month mark, or they have the income over 6 figures, right, in the same exact space. They say don't really focus on the number, just focus on the actions you need to do in order to obtain that specific number. For instance, my goal is 10K per month. Well, I know that I need to have at least, I have it on my vision board. So if I have 5 clients if my offer is 2,500, that'd put me at 12,500 month to month. So I know the goal is I need to have a total of 5 clients, and the way I reverse engineer in order to get that result would simply be, all right, I need 5 clients. I already have 1 down. I need at least 1 sales meeting a week. Let's say my closing rate's 25%. I at least close 1 client out of 4 sales calls, and then that would put me at, that'd be my percentage. So ideally, I really just need 1 call a week, 1 sales call a week, and then I close 1 of them. That'd put me at, like I said, 25% closing rate. That's just being nice. 1 out of 4 calls, just closing clients. The main focus would be just to fill up the calendar as much as possible. Get enough meetings. That's really been my focus. That's why I hired a VA, to get my calendar consistently filled and consistently booked. So that's sort of the action steps I need to take. That's the vision where I'm focusing on. And I have no doubt that I'm going to hit 10K, because now everything just seems so much clearer, so much smoother. And overall, the direction I'm headed, it's just like clockwork. And I see a ton of people where they're struggling with something. They want to try different avenues, and listening to, like I said, mentors, Alex Ramosi on YouTube, right? Those guys are they're in the space. They're doing multi-millions, right? Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you guys don't know him, you should definitely watch him. But he has a ton of free content on YouTube. I mean, same thing. He's a multi-millionaire, and then he says just focus on one thing and being really good at that one thing, one offer, and really you could just scale vertically up, right? Same thing with Amazon. How ideally they're good at one thing and they just scaled up vertically. I want to take the same approach with my business and really just focus on this one offer, get client results, and then it's just gonna be a consistent feedback loop. So that's where I'm at. Just a little update for you guys. With YouTube, I'm looking just to maybe put out one video a week just to be somewhat consistent. And then as the business grows, as I have more free time, I'll start to take YouTube more seriously. More so, I just want to build out just a fan base, just a close-knit group where you guys can come to my content and kind of relate, because I know you guys are somewhat entrepreneurs as well if you're watching my content. So other than that, that's a little update. If you enjoyed this video, right, more content coming soon, and then I'll keep you guys posted on where I'm at with the agency, goal-wise, and ultimately what I'm scaling to in the coming months.